Good evening and welcome to Sports Buzz with me, Samriddhi, your one-stop shop for all the news from the world of sports. First, let's take a look at the headlines. Day 2 of the third test of 5-test match series between India and England is currently underway. England stands strong after day 1's 120 runs for the loss of no wicket. Indian batting lineup collapses on day 1 at 78. Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur to launch the Fit India mobile application on the second anniversary of Fit India movement on the 29th of August 2021. Launch will take place at Delhi's iconic Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. Bhavina Patel reaches table tennis knockout stages at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics, beats Britain's Megan Shackleton in a thrilling match of women's singles table tennis Class 4 category. India's G. Satyan wins men's singles title at the ITTF Czech International Open, notched up a dominating 4-0 win over Yevyan Raichepa of Ukraine in the summit clash to win his third international singles title. Olympic silver medalist wrestler Ravi Dahya pulls out of World Championship. Dahya will be the second big star missing from the Indian lineup, as Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist Bajrang Punia has also been forced out due to a ligament tear in his right knee. Arsenal finally kicks into gear to ease pressure on Mikel Arteta, hits West Brom for 6 in the League Cup to record their first win of the season, with Aubameyang netting a hat-trick and Pepe, Saka and Lacazette also on target. We're starting with cricket. The day 2 of the third test match between India and England is underway at Headingley. After a disappointing day in the field on Wednesday, the onus is now on bowlers to deliver for India as the visitors look to fight back in the third test. Indian bowlers will be looking to recreate the magic that England pacers managed to produce on day 1 of the third test as the visitors look to fight back after a forgettable opening day in Leeds. England dominated the first day at Headingley as India were bundled out for 78 in their first innings on Wednesday. James Anderson took 3 for 6 while Sam Curran, Ollie Robinson and Craig Overton all chipped in with the ball to hand advantage to England. Right now, England openers are extending lead as 3 Lions are batting 141 for the loss of 1 wicket. Unbeaten 50s for openers Hamid and Burns. To celebrate the second anniversary of the Fit India movement and as a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Thakur will launch the Fit India mobile application on the 29th of August 2021. The launch will take place at the Delhi's iconic Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium, where he will be joined by the Minister of State, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Shri Nisith Pramanik. The Fit India app will be available on both the Android and the iOS platforms and has been developed keeping in mind that it works even on the basic smartphones. One can watch the launch ceremony live on Fit India's Facebook page and download the app for free from the Google Play Store or Apple App Store from the August 29th onwards. The Fit India movement was launched on 29th of August 2019 by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi with the vision of making India a fit and healthy nation. Over the past 2 years, the Fit India movement has reached millions of people across the country via its various fitness campaigns such as the Fit India School Week, Fit India Freedom Run, Fit India Cyclothon and many others. Bhavina Patel booked her spot in the knockout stages of the Paralympics. Bhavina was up against Megan Shackleton of Great Britain and the ace paddler won the match 3-1. Competing in the do-or-die match, the world number 12 Indian started on a dominant note, clinching the first game in just 8 minutes, but Shackleton made a strong recovery to take the second. With the fixture poised at 1-1, the two paddlers fought toe-to-toe in the next 2 games, with the Indian coming on top at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium.
मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि यहाँ मैं टॉप 16 में जगह बना पाई हूँ और जो मेरी अपोनेंट थी उसके साथ पॉइंट टू पॉइंट खेल के जो मतलब जो फाइट चल रही थी हम लोगों की 17 पॉइंट्स तक मैंने फाइट की, तो वो खुशी बहुत है और मैं चाहती हूँ कि अभी और मैं बेटर करूँ। तो उस टाइम मैंने पेशेंस रखा था कि नहीं, बस मुझे अपना फोकस कंटिन्यू करना है। टोटली मैंने फोकस अपनी बॉल पे डाला था कि जिसकी वजह से मैं दिमाग में कोई भी फालतू थॉट्स ना आए कि जिसकी वजह से मैं कहीं डाइवर्ट ना हो। मेरा टोटली फोकस बॉल पे था और वही मैंने किया।
Indian paddler G. Satya notched up a dominating 4-0 win over Yevhen Pryshchepa of Ukraine in the summit clash to claim the men's singles title at the ITTF Czech International Open. The top-seeded Indian ranked 39 in the world, beating Yevhen 11-0, 11-6, 11-6, 14-12 in the final. Last week, the 28-year-old had paired up with compatriot Manika Batra to win the mixed doubles title at the WTT Contender in Budapest. Olympic silver medalist Ravi Dahya says he has decided to give the upcoming Wrestling World Championship a miss since he did not get time to prepare for the selection trials that WFI is organizing next week to pick the Indian team for the prestigious tournament. The Wrestling Federation of India will conduct trials on Tuesday for the Worlds, sets to be held in Oslo, Norway from 2nd October at the 10th October to the 10th October. Moving on to wrestling, Vinesh Fogart, who was temporarily suspended by the Wrestling Federation of India for alleged indiscipline, will be eligible for this year's World Championship after she was let off with a reprimand on Wednesday. Two other wrestlers, Sonam Malik and Divya Kakran, too have been cautioned, and like Vinesh, they will be in the fray to compete in the World Championships as well. However, in a letter addressed to the three wrestlers, WFI President Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh said they will be compelled to impose lifetime bans on the trio for any act of indiscipline in the future. Moving on, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's hat-trick helped Arsenal to welcome the first win of the season as they beat a young West Bromwich Albion side to reach the League Cup third round. Aubameyang marked his first start of the season with two first-half tap-ins and a curling finish after the break. He also acrobatically set up Nicolas Pepe for the third, with Bukayo Saka slotting in the Gunners' fourth. Alexandre Lacazette came off the bench to fire in his side's sixth. The win could have been even bigger too, with Martin Odegaard hitting the outside of the post from a tight angle and Pepe striking the bar with a chip. Other big plus points for Arsenal were Saka's brilliance and some delicious touches from Martin Odegaard on his first appearance since his permanent transfer from Real Madrid. Aaron Ramsdale was not particularly busy on his debut but did what he had to do well. Southampton secured the biggest away win in their history as they hammered Newport Country 8-0 at Rodney Parade. Saints were dominant and led 3-0 at the break thanks to a debut goal for Armando Broja and further strikes from Nathan Tella and Kyle Walker-Peters. A double for Mohamed Elyounoussi after the break made it 5-0 before Broja added a six soon afterwards. Nathan Redmond's precise finish made it 7-0 before Elyounoussi added his third with almost the game's final kick. The margin of the victory in this EFL Cup tie was the biggest on the road in Southampton's 135-year history and matched their biggest post-war win. Tottenham striker Harry Kane said he will stay at the club and be 100% focused on helping the team achieve success, ending weeks of speculation about a potential move to champions Manchester City. The 28-year-old was a major target for Manchester City, with City manager Pep Guardiola earlier this month saying that it was up to Tottenham to make the transfer happen. Kane, who signed a 6-year contract at Tottenham in 2018, was keen on a new challenge, but an initial bid from the City was not enough for Tottenham to let him go. Tottenham, who have won both their league games so far, host the Watford next Sunday. Moving on, Paris Saint-Germain has rejected an offer from Real Madrid for France forward Kylian Mbappe, saying the offer was not sufficient. According to media reports, Real Madrid made a €160 million bid for the 22-year-old World Cup winner who scored 42 goals in all competitions for PSG last season and has reportedly said he wants to move to Spain. Any sale of Mbappe would allow PSG to recoup some of the costs of Lionel Messi's salary package after they signed the Argentina forward from Barcelona earlier this month. Mbappe joined PSG from AS Monaco in 2017 on loan initially and then permanently a year later in a deal valued at €180 million. PSG ended last season with only one major trophy, the French Cup, after losing the league title by 1 point to Lille and crashing out in the Champions League semi-finals.
Contrôler ce ballon, même s'il est enfermé désormais, ça ne lui fait pas peur. Mbappé passé.
The Premier League says its clubs have decided not to release players for matches in red list countries during September's international break. Under current UK government rules, players would be forced to miss several games because of the 10-day isolation period required on return to the UK. The official statement added that it strongly supported the move made by top-flight sides, which will apply to nearly 60 players from 19 clubs who are due to travel to 26 red list countries. A statement also detailed that a period of quarantine would mean players being unavailable to prepare for and play in 2 Premier League match rounds, a UEFA Club competition match day and the 3rd round of the EFL Cup. Moving on, India's top-ranked tennis player Prajnesh Gunneswaran progressed to the 2nd round of the US Open qualifiers with a straight-set win over Braden Schneer of Canada in New York. Gunneswaran got the better of the world number 232 Canadian 6-4, 7-6 in 1 hour 37 minutes. The 31-year-old Indian will lock horns with American Christopher Eubanks in the next round. Gunneswaran has qualified for the main draw of the tournament in 2019 when he had gone down to Russia's Daniil Medvedev in the opening round. The world number 156 is the only Indian left in the men's singles qualifiers as Sumit Nagpal and Ramkumar Ramanathan made opening round exits. Ankita Raina also exited after losing her first round in women's singles qualifiers to American Jamie Loeb. Well, moving on in tennis, several big stars have pulled out of the US Open, including the Williams sisters. Here's a detailed report.
Several big stars have pulled out of the American Open. Let's take a look at the complete list of tennis players who have withdrawn from the US Open. Venus Williams and Serena Williams have withdrawn from the upcoming US Open. The duo sustained an injury to their leg. Serena Williams will not play the coveted tournament for the first time since 2003. Whereas Venus will not feature in the year's last Grand Slam for the first time since 2006. Both of them took to social media to announce their withdrawals from the tournament. The 20-time Grand Slam champion had reached the Wimbledon quarterfinals this year, but had also pulled out from the Tokyo Olympics due to knee injury. Federer has now pulled out of the US Open due to injury. "I'm fine, I was on holiday, I haven't done anything for a while because of my knee. I had to stop everything after Wimbledon." Rafael Nadal announced that he is ending his session because of a foot injury that has troubled him since his defeat in the semi-finals at the French Open. Taking to his official Twitter handle, Nadal wrote, "Hello everyone, I wanted to inform you that I unfortunately have to end the 2021 session. Honestly, I have been suffering much more than I should with my foot for a year and I need to take some time to find a solution to this problem or at least improve it in order to continue to have options for the next few years." Austria's Dominic Thiem will not defend his US Open title after having to pull out of the hardcourt major with a wrist injury. The world number 6, who suffered the injury in June, was also forced to skip the grass court major at Wimbledon, said on Twitter that he will miss the rest of the 2021 session. Sophia Kenin has become the latest tennis star to pull out of the US Open. The 5th-ranked tennis player took to the Twitter to share the news. Kenin revealed that she had tested positive for the deadly coronavirus and will not be taking part in the year's last Grand Slam. Kenin wrote, "Fortunately, I'm vaccinated and thus my symptoms have been fairly mild. However, I have continued to test positive and thus I will not be able to compete at the US Open next week. Kenin has not played since a second round loss at Wimbledon after sustaining a foot injury. Sports Desk, DD India.
Following the implementation of strict protocols due to surging COVID cases, fans were banned from attending last year's US Open. However, things will return to normalcy following the huge decision taken by the organizers. This year's US Open tennis tournament will see the return of spectators who will not be required to wear masks or show proof of their vaccination status in order to attend matches. While the pandemic has forced many clubs to rein back their spending, the 2021-22 summer transfer window has still witnessed some incredible deals. Club legends have moved on, young prospects have been sold for eye-watering sums, and there has also been plenty of bargain buys. Here are some of the absolute best transfers so far.
Memphis Depay, Lyon to Barcelona. After missing out on him last summer, Barcelona has finally signed Memphis Depay. He joins the Barcelona off the back of his best ever season for Lyon and thanks to his contract expiring. He has not cost them a penny. If Barca can find a way to fit him into their system, they could be on a real winner. Jorginho Wijnaldum, Liverpool to PSG. The full effect of Jorginho Wijnaldum departs from Liverpool will not take long to be noticed. The Dutchman has been a near ever present in the Reds' greatest team of the Premier League era, knitting things together in the midfield. Jurgen Klopp was desperate to keep him and the Dutchman is likely to make a Liverpool regret letting him depart this season. In France, he should be given more license to roam forward, which is a very exciting prospect. Achraf Hakimi, Inter Milan to PSG. Achraf Hakimi is probably the best attacking right back on the planet. Last season, he registered a pretty bonkers 7 goals and 10 assists to help Inter scoop the Scudetto. However, when the Nerazzurri financial issues became public knowledge, PSG smelled blood and swooped in to sign the defender. Right back has been one of the Persia's less exciting positions in recent year, and that is about to change in a big way. Jadon Sancho, Dortmund to Manchester United. At long last, Jadon Sancho is a Manchester United player. Signing him may have required the most threesome transfer saga in recent memory, but the all effort will likely to prove worthwhile in the end. Sancho is one of the biggest signings United have made in the past decades, and he could easily go on to become an iconic Old Trafford. David Alaba, Bayern to Real Madrid. Alaba has won 10 Bundesliga titles in Germany as well as 6 German Cups. 3 German Super Cups, 2 Champions League, 2 European Super Cups and 2 Club World Cups. Madrid will hope his arrival can serve as an injection of enthusiasm after the club finished last season trophyless, knocked out of the Champions League by Chelsea and losing a La Liga to their local rivals Atletico Madrid. Rafael Varane, Real Madrid to Manchester United. Ever since United dropped a world record fee for Harry Maguire in 2019, a debate has been raging about who he should be partnered with. Finally, the Red Devils seemed to have found the perfect solution in Varane. Blessed with a wicked turn of pace, he should complement Maguire perfectly. The fact he is costing such a modest fee is another big plus. Lionel Messi, Barcelona to PSG. Lionel Messi is probably the best player of all time. PSG picking him up on a free transfer was a cherry on the top of a truly ridiculous transfer window. His arrival leaves Pochettino with a frightening forward line, even if their walk-off ball will be minimal. It is hard to overstate just how big this transfer is for both PSG and a crash-strapped League One in general. Sports Desk, DD India.
Well, that's all we have for you in today's bulletin. Before we wrap up, a quick recap of the headlines. Day 2 of third test of 5-test match series between India and England is currently underway. England stands strong after day 1's 120 runs for the loss of no wicket. Indian batting lineup collapses on day 1 at 78. Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur to launch the Fit India mobile application on 2nd anniversary of Fit India movement on the 29th August 2021. The launch will take place at Delhi's iconic Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. Bhavina Patel reaches table tennis knockout stages at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics, beats Britain's Megan Shackleton in a thrilling match of women's singles table tennis Class 4 category. India's G. Satyan wins the men's singles title at ITTF Czech International Open, notched up a dominating 4-0 win over Yevhen Pryshepa of Ukraine in the summit clash to win his wins third international singles title. Tokyo Olympics silver medalist wrestler Ravi Dahya pulls out of World Championship. Dahya will be the second big star missing from the Indian lineup, as Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist Bajrang Punia has also been forced out due to a ligament tear in his right knee. Arsenal finally kicks into gear to ease pressure on Mikel Arteta, hits West Brom for 6 in the League Cup to record their first win of the season, with Aubameyang netting a hat-trick and Pepe, Saka and Lacazette also on target. Well, that's all from Sports Buzz today. Do keep watching. Goodbye.